You only need to realize this as a crypto investor, that right now the crypto charts are playing a trick on the majority of the market participants. You see, it's obvious. Over the past 2 to 3 months, we've seen the crypto markets grinding up a recovery from the February and March lows. All of a sudden, Bitcoin and the altcoins have taken a dip over the past 3 to 4 days, causing disinterest and apathy from the bulls, making them look away. But they're looking away at the exact worst time. You see, if you understand the on-chain data behind the scenes, you will realize that the story is actually much brighter than many people feel it is. And in this video, I'm going to share with you all of the data points and on-chain information that the bears are simply ignoring and hating to even look at right now. So do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's find out whether we should be panicking or whether things are about to get much better. Now guys, before we dive in and check out those 5 key data points that have been consistent with the end of every bearish phase and beginning of major bullish phases for Bitcoin since back in 2012, we need to understand how the crypto charts are playing tricks on everyone right now. And in order to do this, let's jump across to the Bitcoin chart right now. You see, what we can see on Bitcoin is that we've been up to the top here. We've put in a double top. We've broken down through this support line area here. We've now gone up to retest support as resistance. And now we're expecting to see a significant rejection here for the Bitcoin price. But what have I told you? I've just played a trick on you as well. You see, most people probably believe exactly what I've just said, that we are heading lower for this particular chart. But what have I told you? That this chart is actually upside down. And actually this pattern is still likely to play out. But now it doesn't feel as likely to play out because obviously it's been flipped around. And now it's not in line with the sentiment that you've been made to feel by this little downside shift that we're seeing here. You see, I believe what we're seeing is Bitcoin simply coming back to retest previous resistance here. It's also, if you go back in time, previous support area through here. It's a very important area for Bitcoin. And as you can see, the market momentum moving down into this is now starting to turn the corner. Yes, we're seeing this little green candle here, but what I want to talk about is the size of these candles moving into this. You have a big candle and the candles get smaller and smaller as the sellers begin to evaporate. Without sellers, there's nothing really that can push the market down. Remember, bad news doesn't cause the market to go down. Bad news causes selling pressure to happen. But if there's no real selling pressure, what's going to force the price lower? And I'm going to show you where the selling pressure doesn't exist anymore by looking into the on-chain data. Now look simply here at these candles compared to the candles that we saw back here and just look at the difference in the momentum that got started after every top. See, Bitcoin has these big red candles followed up by more red candles. Big red candles, ultimately lots and lots of momentum shift that has happened over these past few months. But right now, the only thing that is similar to what's happened back in these times is the emotions, the way that we feel because the charts are playing tricks on us, making us feel like things are about to get much worse. But actually, this chart doesn't look too bad. And actually, I think the data behind it is explaining what we're seeing here. Now, in no particular order, let's look at this one first. This is short-term holders versus long-term holders. And I've taken this away from Check On Chain, who is the absolute OG when it comes to on-chain data and metrics. 100% worth going and checking him out. Hopefully he's all right with me using his chart here, but it shows a very important thing. You see, in bull markets and bear markets for crypto, something happens. It's not random why the price suddenly turns away and around at certain points. It's the behavior of what the investors are doing throughout those periods of time. As the market is moving higher and higher, you get more and more people entering into the market because everyone gets FOMO, they've been sidelined, they start to hear about it on the news, their friends are talking about their gains, everyone wants to get in, which means when the markets are really, really high, you get lots of shorter term holders holding versus the number of long-term holders. Makes sense, right? As soon as the market comes down, especially when it comes down as hard and fast as this, which is pretty much a record time for how quickly Bitcoin came down, those short-term holders are the first to get shaken out. Remember, they've not built conviction over years and years like the long-term holders. They haven't necessarily bought into the idea of Bitcoin. They just like the idea of number go up. So what they'll tend to do is they'll start to sell. And as they continue to sell, price can come down and down. Eventually, all of them have been shaken out the market. Now, at this point, the long-term holders, you know, those guys across Twitter and everywhere else who are like, buy the dip, I bought another bag on this day and that day, those guys will continue to slowly accumulate. And that's what they've been doing for years. Every time there's fear and panic in the market, they accumulate. So at the lows of a bear market or a downtrend, whatever you want to call it, you see a changing of coins from short-term holders to long-term holders. Now, as you can see from here, 24.6% of realized capital is now held between 54 to 75k. Back in every other accumulation zone, 25% of coins moved from the short-term holders to the long-term holders, which makes price more stable. And here's why. If you were entering into the market down here and the market just returns back here, you're probably just going to buy. You're not going to be fearful or panicked. If you entered into the market up here and the market starts to move down here, then yeah, you're going to be panicking. You might be considering selling, etc. But those short-term holders, they're out the market. The panic selling is behind us. You see, the long-term holders have already decided that they're willing to accumulate. Those long-term holders have held all the way through this and are therefore happy to continue accumulating because they're aware that this is good value based on what they've done research on, understanding Bitcoin, etc. So this is a very healthy metric to pay attention to first. And this is the very reason that if you go across to YouTube or Twitter and you make a bullish post, you get so many aggressive posts saying that the market has to go lower because of XYZ. That's because most people, market participants, have already sold and they want price to come down so that they can justify getting back in a lower price, whatever it might be. If the price of Bitcoin right now was 25k, I guarantee you that people would be screaming for Bitcoin to go to 15k. It happens every single time. Short-term holders get out the market. They don't want to get back in until market's coming back up. Next up, again from Check On Chain, sell side risk ratio. Now I want you to pay attention to these gray bubbles here and where they line up with the Bitcoin price over time. This effectively is showing you the total realized value of Bitcoin holders. So that's everyone who moved coins at a gain or a loss divided by Bitcoin's realized cap. So when this is low, it means that nobody wants to sell anymore, which means eventually if people begin to buy, price will go up. If people don't buy, price will just sit and grind sideways, chop around a little bit, not doing too much. And this dump under the purple line is something very key to see. You see, this typically happens after the macro bottom has been in throughout all the last few cycles. If you look back to late 2015 into late 2016, you can see that the price is basically on the rise. Eventually, you then get the sell-off at the end of the 2018 bear market. We get the first dip here, but that creates the macro bottom. You then get a second dip into this area here slightly later on. You then get the next one that comes in after the COVID dip in 2020. And then the last time we saw this before was in October of 2023. And that was around here. Okay, so the bottom had already been in by that point by about 11 months. Right now, the bottom, as far as I'm concerned, this was the bottom, was back in early February, which is 3.5 months or so. And now the selling pressure is dumping under this purple line. This is consistent with what you've seen just before every significant rally to the upside. Remember, if everybody is done selling, then effectively you're just waiting for a time for a catalyst to come in and convince people to buy again. If no one wants to sell, then nothing pushes price much lower. If you're holding your crypto right now, chances are you're not going to sell even if Bitcoin was to dip lower, right? You've already decided to hold through some of the worst, scariest times imaginable. Everybody else is already sold, wants everyone else to sell so that price comes down, but ultimately they're not going to do that. And this is why what we're seeing playing out over the past few years has been different, because it's a more mature market. People have started to understand what Bitcoin's about. They may have invested at the top back in 2021, and they might have been through a whole bear market, but are consistently buying whenever there's lows. They're not selling because they are starting to understand the real meaning of what holding Bitcoin is. As inflation starts to soar, we've seen ETFs come in, we've seen companies coming in, buying up Bitcoin like crazy. Things are definitely more mature than they were before. And jumping across to this chart, which comes from Glassnode via Binance Research, you can see that over time, Bitcoin holders, people who've held Bitcoin for more than a year, has basically been grinding towards the upside. Yes, you see certain times where there is some profit taking place, but eventually this starts to rally to the upside, and we're seeing an uptick of this now. And further backing up that despite what people on the charts are saying that the price has to dump down because of this calendar or that calendar, simply all of the ratios between who holds for a long time and who holds for a short term are starting to play out. This here is into the red zone. This red zone is where you see short-term holders leaving the market and long-term holders entering in. This is accumulation that happens at the bottom of market cycles. In this red zone, typically is when we see price then rally towards the upside. And you've seen this happen multiple times over the past few years. Back here in 2022, the bear market was very much over, and then we were heading into a bull market. From a macro standpoint and from an on-chain standpoint, we're looking like mid-2020 right now, where expansion phase had begun. From a macro point of view, the short-term holders have been shaken out and the long-term holders were regaining control of the market, despite there being apathy and disinterest across the market. And we were also seeing crypto exchanges balances now hitting a 6-year low. They haven't been this low since back before the COVID peak happened. Obviously, you saw a lot of selling pressure into that COVID dump. Then you saw peaks and troughs over time. Right now, the amount of Bitcoin available on exchanges is depleting. This is important for two reasons. It means that if there's a panic event or whatever happens in the news, that there isn't that much available Bitcoin on exchanges to just be dumped onto the market and cause a price crash. And as well, as accumulation continues from long-term holders, from companies, ETFs, etc., the amount of supply is starting to reduce. As the supply and demand model gets upset, then obviously you will start to see price increases over time. And this is also very good news. For the first time since mid to late 2025, all of a sudden, new buyers holding Bitcoin are in tiny profits. Okay, not massive profits. They're not yet ready to start taking profits. They're not yet ready to sell in a panic. They are simply starting to come into the market and see some green. Now, if you look back through time where we've seen significant red events, you saw this one in 2020. At the end of 2022, it then flicks into green where you start to see profits once more. And this is where you then build into big green phases. You have big green phases where short-term holders are in big profits after these big red phases consistently each and every time. And that's 5 significant on-chain data points that are very different from the story that you're simply seeing on a simple chart right now. The chart is fine, yeah, it gives you some probability of what you might expect to happen next, but it's based simply on small probabilities versus others, like this double bottom has gone and formed into this has a certain percentage chance of continuing higher, has another percentage chance of doing this. If you ignore all the other pieces of the puzzle, then fine, do what you want. But in my opinion, there's so many other things to look at. Why would you narrow your view and choose to ignore so much useful evidence to help you understand what's happening? And that's all the on-chain data. So where we are right now, market seems to be fairly steady. People have been shaking out. Accumulation has been slow. We haven't seen a huge amount of accumulation. We are awaiting a major catalyst to come in and force buyers back into the market. That could kickstart the next major move, the break above the 200-day moving average that we've all been waiting for. So what could those catalysts possibly be? Well, before I show you those, I just want to quickly talk about this trading showdown that Bitunix is offering right now, where you can win up to $40,000 of USDT as well as gold. If you're an active trader, you've been trading Bitcoin, Solana, whatever else it is right now, make sure you join up through the link down below so that you can potentially qualify here. Also, if you've been trading larger volumes, you consider yourself to be a whale trader, but in trading through Bitunix, you're going to qualify to be able to get into the Bitunix Whale Trader group, where you'll be able to experience different perks in real life events and some pretty cool locations around the world, along with me and other traders, as well as so many other things. If you're not a trader, but you still want to be able to access and buy different altcoins, then there's no better place, in my opinion, to be able to pick up altcoins, because Bitunix has pretty much every single altcoin available that you could ever want, with some of the lowest fees, and it's accessible pretty much worldwide. Join through the link down below. So what are the potential catalysts that could suddenly push Bitcoin higher? Well, I know you've probably been seeing people say that the economy is really scary right now, that oil prices are high and bond markets and whatever else, and that's fine. That makes sense to me as to why it might be scary. So what I've done is to go and look at what the banks and institutions and smart money are doing with this sort of scary time around the markets. And I've realized this, that they're going towards risk and going away from fear, panic tactics like buying into gold, etc. This is the HYGIEF, high yield growth corporate bonds versus low yield growth, low risk government bonds. Look at this absolutely soaring towards the upside. This was late 2021 and into the 2022 bear market period. We then saw some expansion phase here, which is obviously how the stock market's been rallying. But right now you can see that we're basically about to break out of this trend here. Once we're breaking up here, this is showing you macro risk on is happening. And why is the macro risk on starting to push in this direction? Which is favorable for crypto, by the way. We want to see liquidity going up. We want to see risk on conditions returning. Well, simply because we know that the US Federal Reserve and other countries around the world are printing cash like crazy. And they need to do that right now to keep their economies afloat. And this has been spurring on the economy. And there's a lot of signs that there's strength here beyond just prices on the stock market. Copper continues to rally versus gold. Copper obviously used in manufacturing of AI chips, of electric cars, electric appliances, houses, you name it. Okay, manufacturing going up. People wouldn't be investing lots of money into manufacturing if they thought that the market was about to descend into massive recessions and big problems. This is a very positive thing. This ties into the ISM currently being over 50, the manufacturing index. This is typically signaled that we are in an expansion phase. We are seeing a surge in inflation because of oil prices, but that has now flicked into negative rates where you see inflation above 4-year yields. And this happened after COVID and was responsible pretty much for driving that massive bull market that we saw at the end of 2020 into 2021. Because effectively, when you start to see negative rates, it means that you are forced to pull money out of yields and put them into more risky assets like stocks, like crypto. And there's around $12 to $13 trillion sat sidelined in those low interest yields right now. If inflation continues to rally, that money is going to be forced into play. So overall, where do we see this all going? Well, I believe that lows are in. Buying Bitcoin in and around 70k or lower, in my opinion, seems to be good value. Altcoins continue to range around at the bottom. We know as soon as we see confidence returning that we can see them suddenly popping up and getting green again. Don't get disheartened that markets are still chopping through this period of time. This is really where the biggest gains are to be made, and those who remain patient are probably going to be seeing a lot more success. Build your conviction based on what you've done in terms of research. Don't chop and change based on a green or a red candle on any given day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Do me a favor, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you soon in another video. Bye-bye.